Good evening and welcome to the Foundation Matters webinar. My name is Sandra Hempstead and I'm the Regional Rotary Foundation Coordinator for Zone 34, and I'll be moderating tonight's webinar. We're privileged to have our director, Patrick Eakes, with us this evening. He's from the Rotary Club of Crescent, North Carolina in Zone 33. Director Patrick will be providing his comments a little bit later in our webinar. Also joining us this evening is the Endowment and Major Gifts Advisor for Zone 33, Beth Trotter, who will moderate the Q&A segment of our webinar. Our webinar tonight is entitled Rotary Proud, Rotary Strong, Full Speed to June 30th. You'll hear about a unique road trip to the RI Convention in Calgary, Canada, with an opportunity to support Polio Plus. Next, we'll provide field-tested strategies, tips, and ideas for your club to finish the year in a strong position and achieve the RI Award for Excellence. And now I'd like to introduce End Polio Now Coordinator Nancy Barbie, who hails from the Rotary Club of Jones County in Zone 33. Nancy, we're eager to know about your road trip. Let us know more.
Thank you so much, Sandra. It's good to be with all of you today. I've got some history to tell you about a Rotary torch. In 2014, the Rotary Club of Madras created the Rotary Flame, and it was a torch that traveled from Chennai, India, around the globe in 2014 to the Rotary Convention in Brazil to honor India for being declared polio-free. That was a long time ago. The torch was recently brought back to life as the Journey to Zero End Polio Now Torch Tour. It traveled through zones 33 and 34 en route to the zone summit held in Pittsburgh. And our zones cover from Caribbean all the way through Florida, Georgia, and up through North Carolina, South Carolina, all the northern states, to Pennsylvania. So that was a long, long journey that torch took to raise awareness and to raise funds for Polio Plus. It was just in time for the End Polio Now Walk on World Polio Day, with over 500 Rotarians and guests walking with Rotary International President Stephanie Urchick, Dr. Peter Salk, IPPC Chair Mike McGovern, and past Rotary International President John Germ. Now, Zone 33 End Polio Now coordinators, myself and Colleen Bonadonna, decided that we would travel the torch, take the torch across the United States to the convention in Calgary, Canada, to honor polio survivors and polio champions, and of course, raise funds. So one morning, before I'd had my cup of tea, it was pretty early in the morning, after we had such a wonderful time with carrying the torch to Pittsburgh and then marching around the town in Pittsburgh for World Polio Day, Colleen called me really early and she said, "Wouldn't it be great to drive to Calgary?" And now this was before I had my tea, folks. And I said, yes, what a wonderful idea. And then I woke up later on and realized what I'd said, but it's going to be epic. It's going to be a great tour. Our goal with the Journey to Zero End Polio Now Torch Tour on the road to Calgary is to raise awareness, educate, promote the Polio Plus Society, raise funds for polio eradication, and thank polio champions around the globe. We will use Raise for Rotary. Go to the next slide. But before we go any further, I've got to tell you about the planning. We took a time to plan this trip and couldn't decide exactly where we were going to go and where we were going to stop. But after talking to some Rotary senior leaders like Trustee Larry Lunsford, Rotary International President Aide Tom Gump, past President John Germ, and of course, Robert Hall, our past director, and looking at event opportunities, we decided that we would start in St. Louis, Missouri on June the 9th, travel to Evanston, to the headquarters, Minneapolis, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Loveland, Colorado, Salt Lake City, Utah, Boise, Idaho, Seattle, Washington, and then to finally reach Calgary. It's going to be a wonderful journey. Every mile we travel represents a commitment to making a difference in a child's life. With your support and with your continued support, we can ignite change in communities and in funding initiatives. Your participation in local events and sharing our mission will help spread the word through local and social media, which is very important because a lot of people still don't realize that polio is alive and well in 2 countries. Together, we can light the way for those in need and inspire others to join our cause. Let's make this journey unforgettable. Turn to the next slide, Carolyn, and this is a way you can participate too. Join us in carrying the End Polio Now torch and be a beacon of hope and service in your community as together we can end polio and we can eradicate it from the face of the earth. Help us illuminate the path to a brighter future for the children of the world. As you see on this slide, there's a QR code, and I'll be sending this to all the clubs and all the districts in zones 33, 34. So make sure that you see it. It'll be on social media as well, and it has been on social media. You can click on this QR code, form your own team, your club, your group. Doesn't have to be a Rotary club. It could be your pickleball team or your mahjong team. Form your own team, raise funds, raise awareness for polio, and it will go under your team, but it will also help us track throughout the trip and all of next year the money that's raised for polio eradication. Our goal is $1 million. Big dream? Absolutely. I've always said if you're going to dream, you may as well dream big. Please join us. If you have questions, feel free to email me, call me. I'll put my information in the chat box. And thank you so much for helping us eradicate polio and for all that you do for polio. Thank you, Sandra. Now I'm going to turn it over to Bruce, who is another End Polio Now coordinator in Zone 34. Bruce Alvazito.
Good evening. I'm going to talk about the following, about 5 items to all club leaders. And first one I'm going to talk about is some fundraising ideas that we have, some challenges. The End Polio website that you're going to find is extremely important. And we'll talk about the Polio Plus Society, the Polio Awards for Club Excellence, and then we'll end it with the countdown to the end of Rotary and the Rotary year and things that we can help you look forward to getting some of those funds in that you probably don't even know are out there. Next slide, please. This is a polio challenge that Georgia came up with, the 3 districts in Georgia. It's a large one, but I want you to think about it in ways that people that you have in a club. We actually have 2 challenges going on in the 3 districts. We have one in 6910 that has 2 different people in it, and they've expanded it out to all the districts in Georgia. But think about this as your own club. We have an individual that has decided to raise polio funds and found a unique way of doing it, and has offered all the districts in Georgia to match $100. In other words, if you have someone in your club and they match $100 and you're in Georgia, and you can do it if you're in Florida or anywhere else, or in the Caribbean, but if they matches it, this particular individual decided to match up to 4,000, which brings the total matching up to $400,000 that would go towards ending polio. It's another way of fundraising. We got to remember, when you take that $400,000 and it's just $100 a person and get that many people involved, that turns into 800,000. It just keeps multiplying. So that's another way. We have another individual that decided that he had $50,000 he wanted to match. And it's incredible that you may find people in your club that have thought of ideas like that, but you have not been brought up. So what I'm trying to say is all club leaders kind of think outside the box and say, how can we find a fun way of matching our polio funds? Some of the clubs actually raise polio funds by taking a meal, like a breakfast or lunch or dinner. So there's a lot of different ways to come up with challenges to raise funds, and this would go on. You would involve your president-elect also, because they want to be doing this in the next Rotary year. But to help you finish your particular year as a president, this might be a great idea to come up with something really quick. Next slide, please. This is in polio. I consider this one of the biggest things that I find the easiest to contribute to. If you as presidents and club leaders in your clubs, this website is extremely easy. All you have to do is remember inpolio.org/donate. If you put in inpolio-org and hit return, you'll get the InPolio website, and it'll give you the history. It'll tell you how many current like Pakistan and Afghanistan, how many viruses are out there that we're tracking. If you include the //donate, it will bring you to the actual page that your members can log on to and contribute directly. Carol, next slide. This is a slide that I was talking about. We're asking all the club leaders to spread the word to all of your Rotarians to contribute online to inpolio.org. And this will be the page that pops up when you do the /donate. It'll go right to that. All they have to do is select their country, put the amount of dollars that's in there, and you notice that there's a one-time donation. So if they would like to give $50, $100, $1,000, or where they want to give, you can put it onto that and then hit return. Those that want to be the polio societies, those are reoccurring donations, so they can put in, like $100 a year or $85 a month. This is a great way of doing this. I have gone to a tremendous amount of different clubs and district events, and just have mentioned the word inpolio.org/donate to people that I've talked to and asked them to pull it up. And it's amazing how many people just put money in that and then turn it. And for you as leaders, what you need to know is this is the fastest way to get credit during your particular Rotary year. When this gets posted, it will show up on your polio reports. And your foundation chair and your DG have the ability to pull it up and to actually look at who the individual are. So if you do it yourself and you put it in there, hit return, and then when RI updates, it will show how much money was contributed in your name for polio, and it will show up on the polio reports, and they'll give credit to your club. You can see in your polio reports your summaries and your totals. Your DRFC and your polio district polio chair will be able to help you identify what individuals or give you guidance on how many more dollars that you need in order to get the goal that your district or your DG has tasked you with. But it's a great way of putting money directly in. We have people that will mail it, and it takes a while for the mail to get there, and it takes a while to get posted. So I encourage you to minimize this. Next slide, please. This is the Polio Plus Society, and review your club polio reports, and you can see what each of the club's totals are, and you can see that the goal for every club is $1,500 a year. If you had one person that gave $1,000 to polio and you had 5 that gave 100, you actually received this award. Next slide, please. And this is, if you accomplish the $1,500 and you find ways of contributing that, whether it's through meals, the clubs match the meals and send it in, or the club just send it in, or individuals individually as a group have come up in that club with $1,500, you'll receive, and your district can present you the Rotary Polio Award for club excellence. And they'll put your club name on there, and you can present that to your club, and you can be a $1,500 club, and that'll be fantastic. Next slide. This is the countdown to the end site where we are. And what I found at the club level is a lot of individuals have signed up for polio through their billing at the club billing. So what I've found is that it appears that much of the polio donations from the first 2 quarters that I've looked at so far in our zone are sitting there in the treasurer's account. So you might have the third and the fourth quarter funds just sitting there, and they haven't been sent into Rotary yet. And they really need to be. You probably have more money than you really realize on your reports. And on the last conventions that I went to, I checked out some of the districts, and I found that to be true in most of the districts, that not all the treasurers. So as presidents, you might want to talk to your treasurers to see if they've actually sent in the billings. That includes the annual fund, and it includes polio. All right, that's all I have. We have next, it's my pleasure to introduce DRFC Rosanna Roy from the Rotary Club of San Cruz in Puerto Rico, Zone 34. Rosanna, the virtual floor is yours.
Yes, good evening, everybody, and thank you so much for being here with us. We want to finish this year with a strong bang. So I'm going to be talking about Rotary International Award of Excellence. Next slide. The next slide. Yes, why do the Club Excellence Award matters? It matters because it really recognizes your club, your Rotary, your Rotaract, and Interact. It strengthens the clubs in the community, and it builds vibrant future for your Rotaries. So this is very important for you to do. Next slide. The value of the Club Excellence. It engages and grows membership. Once you get people evolved into this, they want to stay in the Rotary. It increases the impact with service projects. It boosts visibility in the community. When the community sees what you're doing, they know Rotary is service project. It improves the club operation and strategic planning, and it reflects the Rotary's core values. Next slide. How to earn a Club Excellence Award. Well, you review your goals in the Rotary Club Central. You select and achieve at least half of the available goals. You have to report the achievement in the Rotary Club Central. If you don't, you won't get the award. So the deadline for Rotary and Rotaract is 30th June, and for Interact is the 15th of August. Next slide. Rotary Club's key step. We have to increase our memberships. We should engage the members in our service project, contribute to the Rotary Foundation, build Rotary public image by informing your community going into social media, and maintaining an updated strategic plan. It should be a live strategic plan. You should change it with what's happening. Next slide. Rotary Club's key details. Goals are available in Rotary Club Central, and you can start putting them in there in July 1st. So next July 1st, 25, you can tell your presidents they could put their goals for next year. You must have active charter with Rotary International, and you must set, achieve, and report at least half of your goals by June 30th. It's really important. If you don't, even if you did it, you're not going to get the award. Next slide. Interact clubs, the key details. They have to achieve Interact specific goals, must have an active charter. Their sponsor club president must submit the nomination by 15th of August, and only one nomination per Interact club. So that's very important. The 15th of August is their deadline. They have a few more days. Next slide. Final step to finish strong. You should review progress and goals now. This is the time to do it. So if you have to do anything, you still have a month to finish it. You should update your Rotary Club Central with completed achievements. Make sure you put them all in there. It's simple. Communicate with your club leaderships and members. Tell them what you're doing. Inform them of this. And celebrate your club successes. This is so important. We so many times forget. So it's important for us to celebrate. Next slide. Important deadlines. I know I keep repeating it, but we forget. And by June 30th, we should have everything in our Rotary Central already in there. For Rotary clubs, June 30th. For Interact clubs, by the 15th of August. Next slide. So let's finish strong. Let's strengthen our club, make an impact, and leave a legacy for the future. Because we are people of action. We don't forget this. So hope we all finish strong and review all of your achievements. Put them in there by June 30th. Thank you. And now we move on to questions and answers.
Thank you so much, Rosanna. I'm Beth Trotter, the Endowment Major Gifts Advisor for Zone 33, and I'm a member of the Rotary Club of Mecklenburg County South. And we have been monitoring the question and answer. So we have time for questions for Nancy, Bruce, and Rosanna. And while you're putting your questions in the Q&A box, I'd like to thank our presenters, Nancy, Bruce, and Rosanna, for their presentations this evening. I appreciate you sharing your field-tested strategies and tips to finish the year in a strong position. For May, we ask that you focus on your year-end activities and that you follow the torch. And please remember, submit your RI Award of Excellence by the deadline of June 30th. So I'd like to begin our question and answer segment by thanking my colleagues, Jeanette Loftus and Al DeLucia, who are assisting with curating questions for me this evening. So the first question I'm going to ask Rosanna. Rosanna, when is the deadline to have all the information for the Club of Excellence Award?
Oops. Okay, we should have it by June 30th, so we still have time to go in there, check what we haven't placed in there and place it. And if we haven't finished any of our goals, this is the time to do it. We still have a month.
Great. So is it different for Interact clubs?
Yes, it is. They are August 15th. They have a little more, but it's just one nomination per Interact club.
Okay, great. The next question that I have is for Nancy. Nancy, what platform will we use to track polio contributions on the trip to Calgary?
Yeah, we're using Raise for Rotary. And there again, if you use the QR code, you can go to our team, this Journey to Zero Rotary Torch Tour, and form your own team. But we're using that platform so that we can see all the numbers coming in from everywhere. And I just want to add too that even if you have given offline and the contributions have already gone into Polio Plus, you can still add a team and put those numbers in and get counted toward the overall amount. Remember, our goal is $1 million. I know you can do it. I know you can help us do it, and you can help us eradicate polio.
Hey, thanks, Nancy. Following up on that question, someone asked, will a member or a club receive credit for their contributions for the ride to end polio?
Absolutely. Any amount that goes into Polio Plus, whether it's Raised for Rotary or directly, you do receive credit for Polio Plus contributions, yes.
Great. Okay, I have a question for Bruce, but I don't see him on here. Bruce, if you're out there, can you answer and let me know that you're out here? If not, Nancy, it's going to go to you again. So I'll put this over one since it's on polio. So what's the qualification to receive the Polio Award for Club of Excellence? Someone else.
It's $1,500, Nancy.
Yes, $1,500 per club and $45 per member.
Oh, thank you, Rosanna. I should have asked you because that is about the qualification. So thanks for both of you. That's great. Okay, Rosanna, while you're there, can you tell us how soon can somebody start putting information in Rotary Club Central?
We can start on July 1st for the coming year.
For the new year. Okay.
That's correct. We can still do for this year. We have to wrap up this year and then we can start placing it in July 1st. You can start now and put your goals if you want, but officially it's July 1st.
Okay, great. Thank you for that one. And another polio question. What, Nancy, and we'll ask you this one. Why are you driving the torch across the country? And
That's a good question. I asked that myself too, but it's a way to create awareness. A lot of people, especially here in the United States, are not aware that polio is still alive and well, and that unfortunately it's a plane ride away. It could come back here at any time. We want to make sure that every child is vaccinated, and until every child is, then every child's at risk. So it's to create awareness and to, of course, to raise funds because it does cost money to eradicate polio, and to meet the polio survivors in different areas, celebrate the polio champions that are working hard, people that have not gotten any recognition or notice. They may not want it, but just to thank them and say thank you so much for your hard work and for keeping the education going and the awareness going.
Great. Thank you so much for that. Can you remind us again on the website to donate the End Polio?
For ours, yes, it's Raise for Rotary. There again, the QR code is, and I'll be sending those flyers and it'll be posted on social media. We will have a social media page called the Journey to Zero, the Rotary Torch Tour. That link will be going out to everyone. And also you can check on the Polio Plus Society page on Facebook and Instagram as well. Kim Walden, who is our leader there, will be posting our journey and where we are and the different events that we're attending. So Raise for Rotary, check for Journey to Zero challenge, the challenge for fundraising.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. If anyone has more questions, please go right ahead and enter them into your question and answers, whether it's about goals or end polio. Love to have questions coming in. Okay. Well, I don't see any other new ones coming in right now. So I think at this time, we're going to give a little extra time to our director who is with us, Director Patrick Eakes. Thank you for joining us, and we'll turn this over to you for your closing remarks. Director Patrick?
Thank you, Beth. Thank you so much. And I hope you understand the danger in ever saying to a director, we have some extra time for you. That's so brave of you. No, it has been a joy to watch and to learn during this webinar. I know that all of you who are attending feel the same way. As always, I pick up great tips, even when I'm in the back room watching this webinar. I am so excited about Nancy and Colleen. And yes, it's a big, big goal, but think about the kind of effort that they are putting into this journey to zero as they make their way across the country and up to Calgary. It just reminds me, you know, winners, they don't slow down when they see the finish line. They get everything they've got, and that's exactly what Nancy and Colleen are doing. And you all can count on me making my contribution to support what you're doing, and both in terms of raising awareness and raising funds for Polio Plus. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Bruce, you had tons of good tips for us again about how we finish strong coming into this last 45 days of the Rotary year. And Rosanna, thank you so much. You know, you gave us lots of good tidbits, but you really kind of hit us with toward the end there with the most important reminder. We're people of action. We're Rotarians, we're Rotaractors, we are people of action. It's what we do, it's our calling card. And I just have to tell you, as we continue to see these numbers come down in polio cases, as we realize that we are getting so close not only to the end of this Rotary year, but to the end of this overall polio journey, as we vanquish this disease once and for all, I am so excited that to be a Rotarian, to play a small part in this. And so I encourage all of you on this call to take advantage of this last 45 days to make a contribution to support the journey to zero, to be sure that the clubs, your club and others who you support and work with, if they qualify for the Club of Excellence Award, let's be sure that they get it. Let's be sure they do the work to put that information online. So again, my overarching message is we can see the finish tape of June 30. Let's sprint all the way to the finish. Let's do everything we can to support what is, of course, our #1 external priority, the elimination of this disease. So thank you for giving me a few minutes, Beth. Always good to be with all of you. And I'm going to turn the show over to our Foundation Regional Action Plan Chair, Sandra Hempstead.
Thank you, Director Patrick, and thanks to each of our speakers this evening. We really covered quite a bit of information in a short amount of time, and I appreciate your participation. You'll receive an email with a link to the recording of tonight's webinar, and I've made a note to send the flyer for Nancy's trip to Calgary with the Flames so that you'll have that and can donate to Race for Rotary there. Our next webinar will be a special session on June 19th to highlight the best strategies and tips from this Rotary year. As usual, we'll share them in bite-sized chunks for your club. This is a busy month, so there will be an early release of the recorded information that you can access at your convenience. Another reminder, please don't forget to look at those really great global grant projects that you're working on and submit them to the Rotary Service Project Shark Tank event. The submission criteria are on the Rotary International website under the Currents of Creativity Zones 3334 event. I will also include it in the post-webinar email that I send. Submissions are due by May 30th, so we have just a little bit of time left, but we'd like to get as many project submissions into that event as possible. If your project is selected, you'll be invited to go to the zone event to pitch your project in front of our Rotary Sharks, and those are Rotary leaders that you will recognize. Thank you again this evening for joining us. This does conclude our webinar. We truly appreciate you being here. Remember, our next webinar is Thursday, June 19th, and we will send an early recording of the information because we know June is a very busy month. So thank you very much and have a nice evening.